Wednesdays live. Did some little bit of work on the Mustang this morning. We're kind of at a stopping point right now while we let all the oil and water and everything else drain out of it. I'm going to let it drain overnight. Run a little diesel down in it and see if we can't clean some of the sludge out. So what are you guys up to today? Been a couple days and we finally got heat in the shop. It'd been down again, yearly thing with the heat, but anyway, she's back up and running, so I don't have to freeze my behind off, and makes it a little more pleasant to work on things in here. We're going to piddle around a little bit while more people can. Welcome. Welcome to Wednesday afternoon chat. How are you? Got around, got the Mustang up on blocks. Welcome, everyone. Come out, hang out, and what are you guys working on? As you can see, I got the green machine in here right now. I think we're going to end up doing probably a giveaway. We're going to do a contest to see who can name this thing. I've got several good names from some people so far, but we're going to try to do it randomly. Three-wheeler, welcome. How are you? Exciting to watch paint dry. Well, we're letting sludge drain out of the oil in this thing. Found out I'd say 99.9% that she does have a bad head gasket, or at least I'm hoping it's a head gasket and not a cracked head. But crankcase probably has 2.5 to 3 gallons of fluid in the crankcase. Good thing about that, I found out the oil pan don't leak, and the radiator's empty. So therefore, my guess is going to be head gasket. Larissa, hello. Axel and Randa, hello. How are you? Ola to you. But anyway, when I pulled the plug, I figured it was going to shoot out because it had so much water in it. I mean, there's no telling what the lower end of the thing looks like, but the drain plug had some rust on it. When I took the oil filter off, water came out before oil came out, or the oil filter. So anyway, we're going to let it drain overnight. I'm not going to mess with it. Does he? Well, has he got a channel that he just do it on the side, or has he got a YouTube channel and does it? But anyway, we're kind of at a standstill right now. I did run into town and got some of the, as you can see up here, some of the finest oil changing products you could buy. I got the cheapest oil filters and the cheapest oil that I could find. Traveler Tractor Supply oil, $14 a gallon, or 5 quarts. And O'Reilly's cheap oil filters, $6. I figure we're going to probably end up changing oil a couple times, and there was no sense in putting a Wix filter at $15 a pop on something that's not going to have very much hours or any miles on it. So, but I got to get all that moisture out of the crankcase. Just fix the stuff. Well, you got to learn to fix stuff nowadays, because who can afford to take it to a shop? And that's kind of what my channel's about. Is like, I was brought up to, if you can fix it, you should try to fix it, because it's kind of a do-it-yourself attitude. My dad, he grew up poor. He had to work on stuff and learn how to fix things on his own, and he taught me a lot of things. But anyway, this here Mustang, I don't know much about fuel injection. I don't know much about the computerized cars. But you know what? I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn, and you guys can come with me and learn with me. Joe Bird, how are you up, my friend? How are you doing? We got the Tang on the road. Or we ain't got it on the road, but we got it out of the mud pie and drug in here with the side-by-side. So, Bick, welcome, buddy. I'm doing pretty good. I got heat in the shop now, which is a bonus. I mean, it wasn't super cold today. I think we had 49, 50 degrees, but we had 20-mile-an-hour winds, which makes it freaking bone chilling. So that's why I ran to the store about 20 miles away, got some stuff for this, and came back, put it up on blocks, draining oil. Ryan, how are you? You should see the oil, or let's just say, fluid coming out of the oil pan on this thing. Poe, how are you? But yeah, let's just say the threads on the drain plug had a bit of rust on it. So it's coming out kind of in clumps. So I'm going to let her drain overnight. I'm going to take and probably run a gallon of diesel fuel down through the crankcase and see if it'll rinse some more of that sludge out. And hopefully we'll get some of it out. I'll probably change the oil a couple times. The oil. There ain't nothing in the radiator. That radiator is bone dry. Bone dry. So, but yeah, I'd say the contents of the radiator is in the oil pan. Just guessing. So I would definitely say it's probably a head gasket. I hope it's not a head, but did I tell you I'm trying to get your dad's 78 Chevy C10 3x3 camper edition 4-door 6-seater? Cool, that'd be cool. I love them old trucks, them old 3x3 cabs. Them are some pretty cool big old trucks. Larissa, welcome. How are you? Don't forget that like button, guys. But anyway, we're kind of at a standstill right now. It is Wednesday. I thought I'd do my afternoon chat. No, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not just oil. You can't. Evidently, cranked on it enough that on the last live stream that the oil and the water is not separated. It's kind of mixed, but it's not that real light brown milky like you would think it would be. So who knows? Who knows what's all in there? Hell, there may be gas in it too. I don't know. It did smell like gas, but well, that sucks. It burns through starters like crazy. Jordan, how are you, man? Thanks for coming in. But anyway, like I say, we're at a standstill, and I was thinking about I kind of looked into the stop leak, Ryan, I don't know if I want to go that route. I really don't. I mean, especially if we're going to make this a burnout car, I don't want to plug anything that doesn't have to be plugged up, like a radiator. I know it's not supposed to do that, but I don't want to put a bunch of money into it and then burning it up again. So I think I will probably end up pulling the heads. So I'm doing pretty good. At least I can stay warm. The guy came yesterday. Hang on. That guy came yesterday and worked on the furnace. So now we have heat in the shop. So seems like a yearly thing that I have to get the furnace worked on. But anyway, it's up and running now, so we're good to go. It was only putting out about 60 degrees of hot air, and he moved stuff around, moved I think the flame sensor to a different location, said it wasn't getting enough fresh air into the mix, and kept shutting the furnace down. So anyway, that's why I paid him to do it, because he knows about it. I don't. Certain things I will not do. I don't do furnaces. I did carpeting once in my life, or a couple times, and I ended up going to chiropractor. I don't do carpeting no more, and I don't do drywall. Other than that, I don't mind doing stuff. So, yeah. So anyway, we'll probably end up tearing her down, and I'll probably actually, when I do that, I will probably end up doing a how-to video along with the taping of the long form video on the Will It Run on this Mustang. I'll probably do a multi episode of the tearing it down and putting it back together, like a how-to video that we discussed before. So yeah, I'll do the filter and stuff. This one's a package unit, so it's an air conditioning and furnace all together, and it sits outside, kind of like a business or church that have them outside, and they got the ductwork runs up the side of the buildings. That's what kind of system this is. So yeah, I think that Stoplink's about 35, $40 for a bottle of it. But like I say, we got to get it running. I mean, we pour it in and it don't run. So, but I think my game plan right now is go ahead and, like it is, I am going to change the oil, because you heard how it wasn't turning over very well, kind of grinding. I'm going to put oil in it, crank it over, get some oil pressure in it, and then I'm going to tinker with it to see if I can get it to fire and start. I get it to fire and start, then we'll get in and we'll tear it down, replace the head gaskets. Hopefully we won't find anything worse than that, and get it back together and go from there. That's the game plan. Don't know if it's a good game plan, but it's the one I got. Well, I looked up the head gasket kit, and I think it was around $115 for everything for the kit. Now, if I end up with a warped head, I don't think the block will be warped, because I'm sure it's probably a cast block. Don't know it for a fact. I'm sure the heads are aluminum, so. But if we run into that problem, these Mustangs these years, they're a dime a dozen. You could look all day on Marketplace, so I may find one that's got a bad tranny and buy it for a donor. I don't know. I hate to give up on this one because the body's so straight and it has no rust in it. I don't know, Joe Bird. That's kind of crazy. Could it be you need to shim the starter? I know on a lot of the GMs you got to shim them, and it's kind of a trial and error thing. You put them in and take them out, and got to get the right combination. Well, my guess is they either A, let it run low on fluid, antifreeze, or B, the electric fan quit. And they didn't know it. Don't know. But again, if we get it to fire, then we'll go down and double check to make sure the fan's working, the thermostat for the fan is working, or the relay, and I don't know. So trial and error, Ryan. Trial and error. So Jordan, what are you up to today, buddy? Try to see if there's anybody missing. Larissa, are you still in here? What's up with you? Poi, I guess the way you pronounce it. I appreciate everybody coming in. It's in the middle of the day. Everybody's got things going on, so. Frankie! No, hell no, it's not fixed. It's a Ford. It may never get fixed, Frank. You know that. That's why. So I told the Chevy addict earlier. I said, man, I got to go work on the Ford. You know, you got to work on the damn things every day. I'll have to check that out, Joe Bird. Oh, there's several of them. Yes. Fix and repair daily. Found on the road dead. Fix it again, Tony. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of weird that it's getting rid of the first on race day. Well, maybe some Fords. I think that may be a rear. Yep. Okay, I will. I don't know how to pronounce your name. It says Diana on the end, so we'll call you Diana. Yes, I will pray for you. What am I praying for? What's wrong? Everybody needs help during the holidays, right, Ryan? Frankie, you working on anything today? Are you just out spreading hate and discontent? Flipping over rebuilt Dodge. Yeah. And fear of racing Dodge. I've never heard of that one. That's a good one, Joe Bird. I have never heard. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Diana. Ugh, you can keep that crap. Keep that snow. I know, I think Dennis said they were supposed to get 3 to 10 inches? Some kind of crazy amount? Y'all keep that crap. Joke from France. How does a homosexual remove the condom by farting? Okay. Never heard of that one. But it may be a cultural thing from France. I don't know. I have days when I'm not fine. We all go through slumps. I'm sure, Ryan, you have too. Joe Bird and Frankie all have been. Yeah. Yeah, it was, Joe. But Everybody has different sense of humor. They do. What some people think is funny is not funny to other people. So I'm gonna go grab a different chair. This thing here kind of sucks. Kind of like something with a back on it. Sitting kind of slumped over. Kind of uncomfortable. I have to crank you guys up a little bit now. Get up in the world. Oh, Ryan. TMI. TMI, man. I really don't discriminate too much. I'm not much of a General Motors guy, especially the late model stuff. Craig, how are you, buddy? Well, you wouldn't love this one. I pulled the drain plug. Nothing but water and oil sludge came out of the plug. I'm gonna guess we got a bad head gasket. But anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, brand specific. Ever since General Motors took the bailout and didn't pay it back, I'm not a fan of supporting the company. Just my thing. Others took it. I believe they paid it back. But anyway, I've had a lot of Fords in my life. Probably had more Fords than anything. Am I a fan of them? They're okay as far as cars go anymore. I've had Dodge. I bought the new Dodge in 2001, the 1500. It kind of left a bad taste in my mouth because of the dashes crumbling. But everybody had issues back in that era with the bad plastics. But so then I went, and then I had one Ford, the EcoBoost timing chains went out, and the other one, F-250, caught a fire because of a 25-cent plastic elbow and a gas line and burnt it to the ground. Had 16,000 miles on it. So I washed my hands of the new Ford for a while. Well, Diana, I hate that you're homeless. Dodge always needed front end work. Well, I've got a Ram now. It's got the Hemi in it. And it sounds pretty badass when it goes down the road. So I do like that portion of it. And I am a big fan of the Hemi as long as I don't have to work on them. You are correct, Frank. Everything new is junk. Matter of fact, when I got rid of the F-150, I thought, everybody brags on how good a Toyota is. I thought, okay. I never had any cool cars, I guess you could say, in my life. I've had Firebirds and some other stuff, but never really kept them long. But I thought, I'm going to buy a damn Toyota. I said, they say them things will run 300,000 miles. Well, let's prove it. So I've had it. It's got 22,000. We've had a couple problems with it already. It's just cars. Cars are cars. Well, yeah, that might be, Craig. I'm thinking, depending, I'm thinking old school. Doing away with the computer and everything. I'm thinking find a 289 or a 302 to throw in it. I'm hoping to get this thing running because I want to run it in the 6-cylinder bracket at the No Name Nationals this year. But if that doesn't pan out, we'll try something else. it's kind of a punt thing, you know. We'll see where we go. Cheaper and cheaper, yep. And now none of the cars have any character. I could park that Toyota next to a Chevy or a Ford or anything else at a grocery store. They freaking look almost identical. No character whatsoever. You work on your Hemi? Yeah. When I used to have one for a work car, I looked inside there. I'm like, no, I don't even want to change plugs on one of those. Renegade, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. I know you're a busy man. And we all are, I guess. But yeah, no serious plans. I had another fellow YouTuber from close to me. I've been telling him I've been wanting to. I know you guys are going to laugh. Frank, go ahead and start laughing, okay? I've been wanting a Pinto, so I can see if it explodes or not. But no, I've been wanting a Pinto, and them things are hard to find and expensive. And a guy called me up and said, "Hey, you run the Pinto?" And I said, "Yeah." Come to find out, I don't know where it's at because I wasn't privy to the location. But I'd say it's within 15 miles of me. And it's one of the, I think it's a 74 wagon. And I can't remember what they call it. It's like the beach conversion, has a little opera window in it and stuff. It's supposed to be complete. Worst part about it, no title. So if everything pans out, we will go look at it on Saturday. And he's supposed to have a bunch of other vehicles there too. So I said, well, I'd like to check them all out. You never know. May actually find a GM to work on an old one. But unfortunately, GMs where I'm at are expensive. Not unless you want to buy a Bonneville or something like that. I wouldn't be opposed to having a full-size wagon. I mean, that one that was at the No Name Nationals, that Chevy wagon, that was pretty badass. Yeah, I'd show you a picture of it. I got it on my phone, but I can't show you the picture because I'm on my phone. So, but if I do happen to get that, right now we're going to bounce back and forth between the Mustang and the A-Team van. I want to finish. I moved the couch seat, threw it in the back of it. I want to get that mounted, the heat and air relocated for the rear, and I've got an overhead console I bought that I want to put on it. So I want to get that part of it done and get it outside, and then if you also watched my tailgate short, when I went and picked up another vehicle, which I haven't disclosed what it is yet, that was going to come in after the Mustang. Well, if I get the Pinto will get bumped up before the other vehicle. Yeah, Chevelle wagon, that would be cool. 6BT swap the van. Okay, you're going to have to tell me what that is, Ryan. Amateur Reviews. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the 24 valve Cummins. Well, I've got a 24 valve Cummins. It's in the motorhome. So, like the camper, yes. Well, I'm going to lose my you-know-what when I get ready to sell that camper. I've got a lot of money into that thing. And I'm just hard-headed and stupid enough that if I can't recoup 50% of my money out of it, then I may keep it and strip it down to the frame. Because the worst part about that thing is the body on it. I mean, the fiberglass is all gel coats coming off. So, yeah. Well, that's kind of what I was thinking about doing with the 18 van was um, making it a tow rig. Uh, it had a bulkhead in it before, and I didn't like it. But if I could find a good commercial metal one to put back in it, and I could put that couch kind of midway to where it'll actually lay down in the bed so I could crash in it if I needed to. That's kind of my plans for next year's No Namer Nationals is do that, and then probably trailer to the Mustang if we get that far with the Mustang. And if the Mustang doesn't run very good, if it still has some issues, we may just take it down there anyway for a burnout vehicle and let her run till she blows, which probably wouldn't take too long. Probably get some hooting and hollering the thing blows up, but the shaggin' wagon. I just wonder how much of the floorboard I'd have to cut out to put in there. I'm sure there'd be some. That motor's long. Yeah, that's right. Well, that'd be cool, Joe. I don't know where. I'm not sure what part of the world you're from, but No Name Nationals in Sikeston, Missouri. I think they give out. They just announced the dates for this next year. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. 24th, 25th, and 26th, I believe, of September 2026. I think that's a week later than what it normally is. Yeah, I don't care what it looks like. I mean, the thing is really in good shape as far as, I mean, I spent $3,000 on new airbags on this stinking thing. So, Tennessee. A lot of people are from Tennessee. Tennessee and North Carolina seems like a YouTuber capitals of the world. Then you got us poor slobs that live in the Midwest that, yeah, you're there in them coastal guys, rather, right there on the water almost. JB, well, thanks for stopping in, buddy. I know, Renegade, you suck. You're in Florida. You have nice weather. Something's going to happen in a couple of years. I'm either going to move south or move to Mexico. I ain't decided which. I may move down there by Mexican spec. I am over cold weather. Over it. So what are you up to, JB? You off work already? Moved to Tennessee. I used to live in Tennessee, Joe. Uh, actually lived south of Knoxville for not a long time. I moved down there for a job, and it was okay. I got to do some cool stuff down there, and why I moved back to my home state, I do not know, but I did. And then I finally got smart and moved out of my home state. Thank God. And I'm never going back to live there. Not unless somebody drags me to a nursing home. So. Yeah. Why we lost connection. some. There you go. I guess that's one way to look at it, Ryan. If sharks eat you, you won't come back as a zombie, right? I've watched enough of The Walking Dead, so. Well, I guess Gator would be the same way. He could have the gators eat him down there in Florida. So. So, Renegade, what are you working on today? You always got something going on. If you guys haven't, hit that like button for me. I'd appreciate it. And draw some more people. If the zombies ever come, I can get to the... Okay. Yep, I read that one already. Yep. JB, are you doing customer work at the... You do sharpening, don't you? In the shop? Or is it milling? I really don't know. Are y'all there or the chat quit working? I got a feeling when we got disconnected that when we got disconnected it messed it up. Because I'm not getting any more comments. Well, crap. Gotta love YouTube. Guys, I guess I'm gonna get out of this one and restart. I don't know what else to do because every time this thing loses a connection, YouTube and their glitch, the chat messes up, and you guys may be typing up a storm and nothing's coming across on my end. So if you don't mind, I'll restart and hopefully you guys can come back.